Welcome back to Ferocious Education. This is Ed. Today I'm going to be talking about XL once more. Haven't done this one in a while, so today I'm going to be giving you a good amount of updates, especially the most important ones, followed by technical analysis on what I think about this stock. So without further ado, let's jump right into this one. XL, if you haven't heard about this one, they have multiple solutions. They offer a comprehensive suite of fleet electrification solutions to accelerate the EV transformation. Now, they have their entire company under multiple different brands or strategies. For instance, the first one is XL Hybrid, which is basically a hybrid system that increases the miles per gallon by 25%, and it works mainly for Class 2 to 6 fleets. You also have XL Plug-in, which works for F-150s and F-250 pickup trucks and offer a 50% miles per gallons increase. You also have the XL Link, which is basically something like a little bit of a fleet tracking app or software, and XL Grid, which is basically charging solutions for EV. Now, there's other ones, for instance, like XL Electrify, I can't remember exactly the name, where it is for fully electrifying their vehicles. Now, in a sense, there has been some updates. For instance, the F-150 full electric version is actually being developed by Ford and it will be introduced into the market at some point in the near future. So the question here is, well, how good is XLFLEET going to be relating towards the future? Now, it's probably not going to be the F-150s perhaps, and maybe not the F-250s. Perhaps they have to focus on the bigger classes such as refuse trucks, etc. And if you were to go back in terms of news, you've seen something relating to that before. For instance, you're able to see that they're electrifying different kind of vehicles, etc. And we did have news before relating towards refuse trucks here, XL partnering with Curb Tender to develop an all-electric and plug-in hybrid refuse trucks. Now, I did talk about this one before, that these kind of trucks, etc., and electrifying an entire fleet can be very expensive if you were to buy an entire new vehicle. And XL does give you that kind of potential towards doing so without having to put the massive upfront capital cost. And so XLFLEET is kind of an essential, in my opinion, from going on from full fossil fuels towards an EV society. Now, the next thing is I do want to talk about is on May 17th, they announced the acquisition of World Energy Services or World Energy Efficiency Services, and that was for a total of $16 million. And they said that they are incredibly excited to bring World Energy's experience and expertise in-house. This transaction reflects a high complementary addition to our XL Grid offering, improving our ability to reduce the total cost of ownership for the charging infrastructure needed to power the fleet vehicles. So it is clear why they brought them for here. Another thing that I do want to take a look at is their website. So this is the World Energy Efficiency Services. They added as well an XLFLEET company now, and you get to see that the industries they work for is energy efficiency, solar, and EV, and some of their featured projects are all on their website. You get to see different things coming on in different areas in the US. For instance, you're able to see that they're servicing either charging, solar panels, energy efficiency services, etc. And the other thing I do want to take a look at is some of the recent highlights for the first quarter 2021. So right on here, you're able to see that they generated a revenue for the first quarter of 2021 of $0.7 million. And that is compared to $1.2 million in the last year. Now, they also exited the first quarter 2021 with a cash balance of $404 million, and they achieved over 4,300 cumulative hybrid and plug-in systems sold during the first quarter of 2021. They also appointed Cielo Hernandez, an accomplished financial executive with over 25 years, as the CEO of XLFLEET. They also announced the acquisition of World Energy Efficiency. Now, when they are talking about the outlook, they say, while these factors continue to cause near-term uncertainty relating towards COVID-19, we have seen modest improvement in demand visibility for the second half of the year. Many municipal customers have new budgets beginning in July. We believe the desire to improve the sustainability of the fleet operations is gaining more momentum across the industry and driving demand growth for our products and services. We expect our seasonality to be more pronounced this year, with a significant majority of our revenue anticipated to be realized in the second half of the year as COVID-19 related demand impact are expected to abate. The commercial customer push for vehicles delivers ahead of 2022. Now, the first quarter financial results might not be the best, at least in some of the people's anticipations, but the outlook itself is pretty much explained that a lot of their money is probably going to come in the second half, not even second quarter, more of the second half of the year, because of budgets of municipalities being kind of finalized on the July month. Now, another thing I do want to show you here is the institutional buyers. Now, on the institutional buyer's point of view, you get to see that it's somewhat more bullish than bearish, but it's not been as active as we've seen it once before, for instance, on the 17th. Now, still, it is a little bit mixed. I wouldn't say it's more bullish than bearish, but it is on almost a similar level from bullish to bearish from institutional buyers. And we are talking about here the forecasts. And what we get to see is something incredible. Even the low of the forecast from analysts is around 750. Above there is 975. Above there is $12. That's even on the lowest from right now to where the low projection is. That's an 8.7% upside. On the median is 41.3% upside, and on the high is 73.9%. Currently, it has 2 buys, 0 outperform, 0 hold, 0 sell. And the next thing I do want to cover is technical analysis. But if you haven't done so, please make sure to drop a like and subscribe. It helps my channel a lot. Let's move on towards technical analysis. Now, from the technical analysis standpoint of view, what we're getting to see here is that the 10 SMA is climbing up from the 30 EMA, which is a bullish reversal in that sense. However, the price point is below the 200 SMA and the 50 SMA both together. Now, the current MACD, you're seeing that it's kind of bullish a little, almost fighting within itself. Momentum is positive. ADX isn't showing you much. Willing percent R is more overbought than oversold. But what we're seeing here is a little bit of a push from the bearish side towards the bullish side. Remember, we bottomed out at 541. Currently, it's hitting on Friday 734. So that is a strong sign of momentum. And what you're seeing here is stochastic fast and stochastic slow. Both are suggesting that there might actually be another leg up for this one. On the moving average part, you see that this one is expected to trade on the moving average on the top 704, in the bottom 576. Meanwhile, the Bollinger Bands are 727 at the top and 553 at the bottom. Now, if you were to take a look into Fibonacci retracements, supports, and resistances, you're seeing a significant support at 543. Resistances on the Fibonacci retracements is 1240, 1672, 2020, 2369, 2866, and $35. Now, on a price line action, we see that we have a very strong support sitting at the 640 level, below there the 587 level. Current resistances, we're meeting a very strong wall at 751. Above there, you're looking at 896. Above there, 1041, going upwards to 1283, followed by 1341, followed by 1583, going a little bit further to 1863, going towards 1989, and going on towards 2250, 2352, and going to 2632 and 2893. And comes to the question to Ed, what do you actually think about this stock? Well, it kind of is mind-boggling that this stock hasn't perhaps given more revenues in that sense, but they did talk about 2022 being a really massive year in terms of shipments, etc. Now, granted, the revenues dipped a little because of COVID-19, and we'll give them a slack onto that, but in a sense, I do think that this company is in a critical time, and they need to recognize that. The F-150 electrical model is developed, it was driven by Joe Biden already, and it is almost inevitable to have it kind of get into the market for the EV trucks. But the electrifications and hybrids of Ford trucks might still be valuable for F-150s and F-250s for the near future for people who can't afford the EV trucks or want the performance of fossil fuel without the massive carbon emissions. And I do think that with green bills, etc. coming up in the future, the kind of demand for hybrids and electrifications for existing fleets will be a no-brainer. Now, the only thing is that these guys have cash, they have research and development, they're able to go ahead and kind of act onto this vision. But the only thing is whether they're going to be able to pull it off or not. They have every single piece of the puzzle. Now, for this one, I do think one or two things are going to happen. You're either going to see it double multiple folds in the next 5 years or just straight out go bankrupt. And that is my opinion about this one. What do you think about this ticker? Make sure to mention down in the comments below. Share, subscribe, and like, and have a wonderful day. Now, if you made it this far into the video, I do recommend that you go ahead and join our Discord server. There's a lot of amazing folks in here. We do a lot of discussions here into the trading floor throughout the day. A lot of people are in there, and we do ask questions. You can ask me any question you would like on there. We do post research and DDs, and we hold weekly chat sessions. And we also do have a lounge in there. So make sure to actually join that and join the fun there. Have a wonderful day and a good one.